Good evening all. Audio video clear. Welcome all of you to the last lecture in the series. Today we are discussing 2019 previous year questions of comprehension section of UPSC CSAT. Check. Okay, so let's start. So all of you, please do let me know whether the series was useful for you. So this is the last lecture. After this, there is a special announcement. From day after tomorrow onwards, we are starting another very interesting series which will be very useful for your upcoming UPSC exam. I'll make the announcement in some time. Let more people join. Okay, so and once again, those of you who want to be part of our Telegram channel, in the description of the video or by scanning this QR code, you can join our Telegram channel. There we post the study materials of this course also, and we provide other study materials also, other updates also you will get from that Telegram channel. And check out our quantitative aptitude and reasoning topics also. We have covered 40 lectures on quantitative aptitude and reasoning in the playlist UPSC CSAT. In this channel you can find it. I will tag it in your comment section. These are the 40 topics we have covered. All these are completely free classes, so do recommend to your friends also. If you feel that this is useful, do help in promoting the series to maximum people, and more people getting to know about this channel. I will also be able to invest more of my time on this channel. Okay, so let us start. And the flashcards, reminding once again, the UPSC CSAT flashcards are available in our mobile application Christy's classes. In Google Play Store you can find the mobile application, or check the description of the video, you can find the link to access that. Till your exam it is available at a nominal price, so those of you who want to check it out can check it out. And the paid courses also are available in our mobile application Christy's classes. So in our mobile application, more free materials will be uploaded in the upcoming days. So those of you who want to download it can do it. Check the description of the video. Mobile app, Telegram channel, YouTube channel, all those resources, the links are there in the description itself. Okay, so let us start today's session. As I told, there are different ways questions can be asked. We have discussed many of those types, and those types itself, maximum time it was repeated, but sometimes it was asked other way also. For example, look at this question. Let us start with this question, because this is little different from all other previous question because of the keyword used, but there is nothing to explain there. Seems to argue. In previous classes, we seen questions where assumptions were asked, inference were asked, implication were asked, central message, main idea, summary. Here it is passage seems to argue. That is the question. So make a try. 2 minutes I will give you. All of you try the question. Any answers? Okay, some of you got an answer. Let's see whether it is correct. So comparatively easier question only. So the interest of working and poor people have historically been neglected in the planning of our cities. So when our cities are planned, poor people's interest, working class people interest, that is not being considered. From earlier times itself, that is the situation. That is what mentioned in the first sentence. Our cities are increasingly tolerant, unsafe and unlivable places for large number of citizens. Increasingly intolerant. Intolerant means not like it is creating a difficult situation for these people, large number of citizens, and unsafe and unlivable place. And yet we continue to plan. Even if this is the situation, we still continue to plan via the old ways. What are the old ways? Static development plan. What is static development plan? That is explained further. That draws exclusively from technical expertise. That means like when the city is planned, only technical expertise is used. Like very big technicians or very big experts in that field is used. But real life, people's experiences are not taken care of or taken into consideration when the development plan is made. Distanced from people's life experience and needs. What is people's needs? That is not being checked. Yeah, in real, around us also we see this, na? When a particular bypass or a bypass road is created. Whether the people is benefited by that, that is sometimes not. I'm just taking a random example. In your city, what is the problem? You can think about that and relate to that. Or a particular bridge is made, but that bridge is actually not creating a solution for people's problem or maybe a traffic issue. It is creating more problems to them. Or a particular road is developed, but the ecosystem is damaged or many trees are cut for that, and that is actually not good for the people living there. Or a particular industry is created, but that industry is creating trouble for the people who is living around there. So some of those the examples that came into my mind I just told. So distance from people's life experiences and needs, and actively excluding large number of people, places, activities and practices that are an integral part of the city. So these people are the integral part of the city. Their experiences, needs are not considered. Those people, places, activities, practices that are the integral part of the city, they are not being considered, means that is not a proper development. So that is what the author is trying to convey. So the passage seems to argue against the monopoly of builders and interest in the elite group. Again, builders and elite group, that is not at all mentioned in the passage. It is only told about we are still continuing the old ways of development. So this is not mentioned or this is not anywhere hinted in the passage. Against the need for global and smart cities. Again, that is not a progressive sentence at all. Always remember, in UPSC when passages are asked, more progressive sentences or more optimistic sentences only can be correct. An author of the passage saying that he is against the need for global and smart cities, that even if you don't read the passage also, you can still think such an option UPSC setting in the exam have very less chance. I'm telling very less chance. Sometimes they can put options like that, but that is very rare to happen. So anyway, option B is not at all related to what is given in the passage. So that is why option B is eliminated. In favor of planning cities mainly for working class and poor people. Yeah, the author is not saying that in favor of working class and poor people. or better choice is clearly next option, in favor of participation of people's group in city planning. When cities planning is done, people's involvement also should be there. So that is more conveyed in option D, because that throughout the passage that is being explained. So option D is the better choice. So option D is the answer. Hope all of you understood it. Okay, before going to the next passage, this is the announcement I have to make. From day after tomorrow onwards, that is June 7th onwards, for quantitative aptitude and reasoning topics, we are starting a flashcard revision series. I have created 100 flashcards for UPSC CSAT. That flashcards will be discussed in the series. In this YouTube channel itself, you can find it. It's a free course with almost 10 lectures where you can revise all the formula, all the concepts. Comprehension we have completed by today. We will be completing by today. So quantitative aptitude and reasoning, those who want a quick revision of all things, we will spend 30 minutes to 45 minutes daily. And for the next 9 or 10 days, we will continue this. From day after tomorrow, from June 7th, we will start this. So those of you are interested, in the comment section, I will tag the link of the playlist so that you can access it. And please share it among your friends also. Or if you want, you can take a screenshot of this and share it among your Telegram or WhatsApp groups also. Okay, so that is a special announcement. I will tag the link so that you can easily access it. So try this question then. A little lengthy passage. I will just adjust the slide so that it is properly visible. Try it, all of you. Okay, so the answers. Any answers? Okay, So I'll explain. A majority of the TB infected in India are poor and lack sufficient nutrition, suitable housing, and have little understanding of prevention. The majority of people who have tuberculosis in India are poor, they lack nutrition, they have no suitable housing, they have little understanding of prevention. TB then devastates family, makes the poor poorer. So, yeah, as you know, TB is a serious condition which needs a lot of treatment to overcome. So, devastates family, makes the poor poorer, particularly affects women and children, and leads to ostracization and loss of employment. Ostracization means they are excluded from that society. So the truth is that even if TB does not kill them, TB may not kill the people, but due to hunger and poverty, they are killed or they will be dying. That is what the passage is saying. So another truth is that deep-seated stigma, lack of counseling, expensive treatment, and lack of adequate support from providers and family, coupled with torturous side effects, demotivate patients to continue treatment. So due to all this, there is a stigma in the society about TB, lack of counseling, expensive treatment, lack of adequate support. These are the reasons that they don't continue treatment with disastrous health consequences. Due to that, they will be having disastrous health consequences because they don't continue treatment. So that is what is mentioned. So crucial message or important message is what is asked in the question. TB is not curable disease in Indian circumstances. That is not mentioned at all. It is hinting that it is curable also, because continuing treatment is to cure, na? For curing only the treatment is continued. So, and it is clearly nowhere mentioned that it is not curable. So clearly option A is wrong. Curing TB requires more than diagnosis and medical treatment. Yeah, about that the passage is telling from the beginning. Not only diagnosis and medical treatment, counseling the person or the family of those person is also important, or other things, that financial situation of the people should be taken care of. They should be given maybe financial support. So TB requires more than diagnosis and medical treatment means about these reasons, deep-seated stigma that should be avoided, lack of counseling, expensive treatment. So these all are the problems faced by the people who are having TB. That means especially the poor people who are having TB. So that should also be taken care. That is also part of curing TB. So option B is clearly a better choice. Let us check other option. Government surveillance mechanism is deficient. Nowhere it is mentioned about government, and poor people have no access to treatment. That also we don't know. That is not the problem mentioned. India will be free from diseases like TB only when the poverty alleviation program are effectively and successfully implemented. Poverty is not the only problem mentioned. Lack of nutrition or other things are also mentioned. Yeah, this stigma, that is not related to poverty only. People thinking that a person with TB, if he or she is there in the society, yeah, I think that it is also telling about the superstitious beliefs that some diseases are caused by the person, person is doing something wrong, that is why, or God is punishing the person. Those kinds of superstitions are also there in some societies. Maybe about that also. What is the stigma that is not mentioned, or maybe the stigma that a person with TB is there in the society, whole people will have TB, or the TB will be spread to whole people. Maybe that is what it is mentioned. So those kinds of things are not connected to poverty only. So poverty alleviation is just one of the many things to be done. So that is why India will be free from disease from TB just by poverty alleviation program. That is not mentioned, and that is not true also. So clearly option D is not a better choice. Other three options are easily eliminatable here. So option B is the clear answer. All of you understood? So then try the next question. 1 second. Try this question. Try this one. Ishan, alphabet rearrangement questions we have already covered in the UPSC CSAT in 30-minute series. In the CSAT playlist, you can find the link. Series completion, I think that is a title given for that lecture. Series completion, or series completion itself, I guess. Check the playlist, you can find it. I'll tag the playlist in the comment section. Most welcome, Ishan. Thank you for the good words. Any answers? If you tried, shall I explain? Okay, so I'll explain. Climate change may actually benefit some plants by lengthening growing seasons and increasing carbon dioxide. So one good thing about climate change is mentioned, that will lengthen growing seasons and that will increase carbon dioxide supply in the atmosphere. Yet other carbon dioxide that is needed for plants, I guess. So yet other effects of warmer world. So now on a contrary idea is mentioned. Other effects of warmer world. Climate change means one major aspect is temperature increasing. Other effects of warmer world such as more pests, droughts and flooding will be less benign. So that is also there. Even if it is helping some plants, increase of pest, droughts, flooding, etc. are also the ill effects of this. How will the world adapt? That is a question that is asked. Researchers predict that by 2050 suitable croplands of for 4 commodities. That means for these 4 commodities, the land available for cultivation, the present land available for cultivation will not be suitable anymore. That will shift in some cases, pushing farmers to plant new crops. That means that will force the farmers to plant other crops other than these 4 in their land where they have grown these 4 commodities. Some farmlands may benefit from warming, but others won't. And climate alone does not dictate yields. So climate is not the only factor that will decide whether you get better yield or not. Political shifts, global demand, and agricultural practice will influence how farms fare in the future. Because one of the reason is due to the shift of suitable cropland shift. Due to that, the farmers also should shift, and that is connected to political shifts, global demand, etc. also. Which one of the following is a logical, most logical rational inference? Inference means, as I have told in previous classes also, from the passage what can be deducted. Farmers who modernize their methods and diversify their fields will be in advantageous position in the future. Yeah, that is being hinted multiple places, na? Pushing farmers to plant new crops. So, and also political shifts, global demand, agricultural practices, that will also affect means farmers who is actually adapting to that situations or to that methods, they will benefit, modernize their methods and diversify their fields. Diversify their fields means, for example, instead of these 4 commodities, they're thinking about planting new crops. Then they will be in an advantageous position. That is actually not that explicitly mentioned, but certainly it is mentioned in the passage. So option A have chances to be the answer. But yeah, this was not that easy something that to be derived. So you can cross check other option to be confirmed that option A is the answer. Climate change will adversely affect crop diversity. No, it may sometimes help in crop diversity also. Like farmers shifting to other crops, that may actually help in crop diversity also. Na? Will adversely means in a negative way. So that is not mentioned in the passage, because it is also mentioned it may be good for some crops where it is mentioned. May benefit from, some farmlands may benefit from this warming or climate change. So that is why we cannot say it is adversely affect only. Shifting major crops to new croplands will lead to a great increase in the total area under cultivation and thus an increase in overall agricultural production. Again, that is something in the future that will happen. Major crops to new cropland, what will happen, we don't know. And also the word used, you look at the word used. So some cases pushing farmers to plant new crops. Plant new crops, what is the result of that, we don't know now currently. Yeah, diversity may happen, but will that increase the cultivation or decrease the cultivation? That is something that we have to see in the future. So that is why option C is not correct. Climate change is the most important factor affecting the agricultural economy in the future. No, it is clearly against that sentence, because multiple places it is mentioned that climate change can help sometimes and can be not good also. Both are mentioned. So most important factor affecting the agricultural economy, no, it is not about agricultural economy. It is about shift in patterns and other things. The economic aspect is not mentioned at all. That is why option D cannot be correct. So definitely by eliminating we can confirm that option A is the correct choice. Hope all of you understood it, how option A is the correct answer. So then try this question. This is also somewhat related to climate change, I guess. Try it. tried. Once again, those of you feel that this session is useful, do hit the like button. That will help this video to reach to more and more people, because that is how YouTube algorithm works. When users are interacting in the video or liking the video, YouTube also understand that this video should be reaching to more people, and recommendation will happen to more people about this video. So if you feel that this is useful for others, bare minimum, try to hit the like button, and if possible, share this playlist among your friends or Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups, and etc. Okay, so let us discuss any answers. Okay, I'll start explaining. The link of this playlist, complete playlist of UPSC CSAT, I have tagged in the chat and in the comment section. You can copy that, so that upcoming videos in this playlist also you can easily get it, and you can easily share it among your friends also. Okay, so let's start. Soil in which nearly all our food grows is a living resource that takes years to form. It takes many years for the soil to form. Yet it can vanish in minutes. Even if it takes years to form, it can actually disappear in minutes. And about that it is mentioned, every year 75 million tons of fertile soil is lost to erosion. Soil erosion we have learned in school also, na? And UPSC aspirants, as you are well aware about all these situations or all these things, I'm sure about it. So that is alarming, and not just for food producers. So it is alarming for food producers, but not only for food producers, for whom also it is alarming. We can read further. Soil can trap huge quantities of carbon dioxide in the form of organic carbon and prevent it from escaping into the atmosphere. Yeah, carbon dioxide escaping into the atmosphere, that will affect the climate also, or affect the that can create climate change also. So that is what it is implied. That is not, again, subtly only mentioned, but that is what, because there is a problem that is clearly mentioned in the previous sentence. Alarming not only for food producers. So this is the problem mentioned, carbon dioxide release. So even if you don't know the technicality, how that is not good for atmosphere or good for us, you can at least understand that from that sentence it is saying that it can actually cause something bad for the atmosphere, or bad for other people other than food producers also. So that is how you can understand the passage. Now assumptions is asked. We have seen many examples of assumption type question. So from the passage, the assumption we have to find. Large scale soil erosion is a major reason for widespread food insecurity. Yeah, that can be one of the many reasons. It is the major reason. It is not mentioned in the passage at all. So that is why option 1 cannot be the answer. Soil erosion is mainly anthropogenic. Anthropogenic means, I think, related to humans, I guess. Again, that we cannot say that is mainly anthropogenic. It is mentioned that soil erosion is happening. Who is the reason for that? That is not mentioned. So that is why second statement is also not correct. Sustainable management of soils help in combating climate change. Yeah, this sentence indirectly mentioned that. Yeah, actually when you eliminate first and second, the only option remaining is option B. So that you can cross check sustainable management of soil. Yeah, managing soil can help in combating climate change, because climate change can happen when soil is not able to trap carbon dioxide, or soil is eroded, means it cannot trap carbon dioxide, and that can actually cause climate change. The sustainable management of soil itself can help in combating climate change. Again, that was not very obvious from the passage, but if you have a general understanding, it was easy actually. And option elimination was easier here, because first and second, if you can eliminate it, any option with first and second in it are eliminated. So only option remaining is option B. So that is why option B is the correct answer. Hope all of you understood. That was a fifth question, right? This one done. Second, third. Sorry, third, fourth. Okay, there is one more question. Try this question. Tomorrow there will be a lecture for aptitude section also, that is for CSIR-NET and GATE, and day after tomorrow onwards we have a general series we are starting at 8:30 p.m. itself, so that you can follow. Those of you who don't want to miss any of our future updates, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that you will get to know whenever I go live in this channel. Here also question is asked, which of the following is correct? Those kinds of things is little time consuming, these kinds of question, because multiple statements you have to analyze thoroughly. Sometimes due to options it becomes easy, otherwise it is time consuming. Answers? Okay, so implication is the question asked. So here you have to be careful, because implication means it is not directly mentioned. It is not directly mentioned. From that, what is implied? What is implied? We have seen example of implication type in previous classes also. So vast majority of Indians are poor, with barely 10% employed in organized sector. So majority of Indians are poor. Only 10% are employed in organized sector. Organized sector jobs, only 10% people have. We are being convinced that vigorous economic growth is generating substantial employment. So if the economy is growing more, employment also is happening more, and unemployment will be lesser. That is that is what we believe. But that is not correct. This is not so. When our economy was growing at 3% per year, when the growth was just 3% per year, employment in the organized sector, Employment in the organized sector was growing at 2% per year. So the growth was 2% in the employment in organized sector. But when the economy started to grow at 7 to 8%, instead of 3%, when it was 7 to 8%, rate of growth of employment in organized sector actually declined to 1% only. From 2%, it declined to 1%. If this economic growth is generating substantial employment, if that was correct, that should not happen that way. Na? So, what is implied? Most of modern economic, implied means, as I told, it is not directly mentioned, it will be indirectly mentioned. Most of modern economic growth is based on technological progress. Yeah, that actually you can think in real also. Na? Economy is growing, but employment is not growing. That is because technological progress is there. That is why the economy is growing more. Not because more people are getting employed, or that is not the reason. So seems to imply first statement is possible. So this option is eliminated because that is not having one in it. Much of modern Indian economy does not nurture sufficient symbiotic relationship between labor-intensive natural resource-based livelihoods. That means economy is development. Yeah, that is what is mentioned in the last two sentences. When the economy was 3%, growth was 2%, but when it was 7 to 8%, growth was just 1%. That means that is not having a symbiotic relationship. Labor-intensive natural resource-based livelihoods means that is the unorganized sector. So that is why second statement can be correct. Does not nurture sufficient symbiotic relationship. Service sector in India is not very labor intensive. The service sector is not very labor intensive. That also we can say from here. 10% employed in organized sector, and also the disconnection between economic growth and the growth in employment. From that, again, here actually you can get confirmed by actually looking options also. 1 and 2 should be correct. So 1 and 2, now 3 and 4, which is correct, that way also you can check. Because 1 and 2 correct, 1 and 2 only, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That means if 3 is there, 4 is also there or not, that is what is actually asking. Anyway, if you want, you can confirm third statement and go for fourth statement. Otherwise also, if you check fourth statement, let us check. Literate rural population is not willing to enter organized sector. Nowhere in the passage there is mention about rural population. It is not having a divide between rural and urban population at all. So fourth statement is clearly wrong. So option with fourth statement is eliminated. So the clear choice is option C only. 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. Little tricky passage. Maybe in exam hall this will be very confusing in my opinion. Unless you are very familiar with this situation and all. Again, as you are UPSC aspirants, maybe this was not that tricky. But when you are reading without much understanding of this situation, from the passage it is little tricky to derive these 4 statements. So option C will be the better choice. So hope all of you understood. Yeah, the 5 questions are done. These were the 5 questions we discussed. Hope all of you understood the 5 questions, and by this we are completing the series. Like to hear from all of you whether this was useful. As I told, this was not a series where I was discussing all the shortcuts, short tricks. This was primarily to give you an exposure to comprehension, especially those who are now in the stage of revision for your UPSC exam. So an opportunity for revision, I hope I have given it. Maybe if time allows, before exam I will try to give. Again, I don't know whether that much time will be there for me also, but if time allows, I will plan for a series where how you can use options only without even looking at passage in some questions, and eliminate options, identifying related options, I say. So those kinds of things maybe we will discuss on another class if you people are interested. So do let me know if you want such a series or such a session, maybe one session for that if time allows. And once again letting you all know, from day after tomorrow, tomorrow's class is not for UPSC. I have another session for CSIR-NET and GATE. For UPSC, day after tomorrow we will be having a starting the revision series where some of you are already familiar with the flashcards that I have discussed in classes. So that flashcards, all topics flashcards will be discussed one by one, 30 minutes to 45 minutes daily. 8:30 is the timing of that lecture series. Also from number system we will be starting. The first lecture will be number system. So I need your support for letting others know about this series also. So please share it in our groups also. I will share it tomorrow, the links, so that or in the channel already the link is there, or I will prepare a write-up and share it in the group so that you can share it among your friends also. So sure, Suhasini, I will try my maximum to schedule such a session. So that's it. Check out the playlist, check out the description of the video for more resources, more links of our other resources also. So that's it. I think today we can complete here. So 25 to 30 questions we have completed of 2023 to 2019. Suhasini, currently the timing I have fixed already 8:30 because my other class schedule also have to be considered. That is why. So anyway, let's conclude for today. Thank you all of you. Take care all of you. Have a good night. See you all on the next series starting from day after tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye-bye.